Hi, I'm Scott with ScottGuitar.com. In this session I'll teach you how to play Stevie Ray Vaughan's Pride and Joy, a great song, fun song to play. But before I do, I'd like to ask you to visit my website at ScottGuitar.com, where I also offer Skype lessons. And also too, if you would please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So let's go ahead and zoom in and get started. Okay. Let's get into a little bit of Stevie Ray Vaughan's Pride and Joy, a very fun song to play. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put our middle finger on B5, that's the B string and the 5th fret. We're going to slide into that, we're going to pick the B string and the E string 3 times. Okay? Now also too, we want to insert an up strum. Down, up, down, up, down, up. So that's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's 3 of them. Now we're going to move our middle finger to B8. First finger on E7. And we're going to do this 4 times. The first one was 3, this one is 4. Notice also too, I'm giving my middle finger, the B note, B string note, a little bit of a bend up. Not much, just a little bit. Back to the original position. We're going to do this 5 times. Okay, so you got 3, 4, 5. Here's what we got. I'll do it slowly. Okay, normal speed. Next thing we go to is G2. We're going to bend that up and we're going to let it fall down. Notice I pulled off there. In other words, it's a flick off. You're going to flick up because our next note is going to be D2. We're flicking toward the next note we're playing. If you flick down, you're going away from the next note. The next thing we're going to get into is the famous Stevie Ray Vaughan rake. He was very good at raking all his strings and pulling out one note. So let's go ahead and break down first of all the notes he's using without the rake. E open, E3, A2, A4, D2, back to E3, then A2. Not your standard boogie, is it? A standard boogie. Stevie did it his way. Now, in order to put the rake in, every note that we just picked is picking down. The rake brings you back up. So after every down, there's a rake up. Okay? Now let's talk about the rake, the technique of that. You need to use both hands when you get really good at it, but for right now let's break out specifically what's happening. Notice with the left hand, I'm just laying my fingers down. For this song, that's all we're going to do. Okay, so let me just speed that up a little bit to give you a little idea how that goes. Okay, normal speed. Okay, now remember, own it slow first. That's what the big pros say. Own it slow. Okay, and don't stay there. Like Stevie Ray always said, sometimes you just got to let loose. You got to let go. Practice letting go and playing that part as much as you practice playing it slow. You'll get there a lot quicker if you slow down now. The next thing that he does is he lays his first finger across the bottom 4 strings, and that's a down strum, and then he lets go, and then an up strum with them open. Okay? Now what we're going to do next, he does that again. Now we're going to go to A. Just take everything you did down 1 string, starting with the A string. Back to the top. Now we're going to get this run at the end of it. We're going to take our middle finger at G2 and we're going to slide up 2 frets, set our first finger down on B3, and we're going to repeat that 3 times. Take our G4 note that we ended on, pick your first finger up, take G4, slide back 2 frets, G open, D2. Normal speed. Okay, now this next little lick is really interesting, only Stevie can do. We're going to do A open. Here, let me play it first. I'll play that slow and then we'll break it down. Okay, to break that down, it's A open, A1, A2. Now go down a string and do the same thing. D open, D1, D2. Now we're going to kind of take it in reverse. D open, A2, A1, A open. Here's a Stevie lick right here. We're going to go to E3. We're going to hammer A1 and pull off. Pull off or flick off. Back to E3. D2. Normal speed. The next thing, we're going to get right back on that G and B string. Just like you did in the beginning of this run. Now we're going to run to a B. I'll call it the Hendrix or Stevie Ray Vaughan style B7. I believe it's a 13 chord. It's the one that Hendrix used in Purple Haze. It's really a B7 with your little finger not on the bottom string, but out here on B3. I want you to play them and compare them. One sounds real bluesy and old time. The other one sounds like rush hour traffic to me, very hectic. So we got the last slide, A open, A1, A2, into that Stevie Jimmy B. We'll call it a B13. And that's the intro. The verse itself . Well, I hope you enjoyed this session, and if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and visit my website at scottguitar.com, where I also offer Skype lessons. Feel free to shoot me an email if you got any questions, any concerns about this stuff, and I'll be glad to try to help you. So until the next time, take care.